Hey team, Rowan here, though Rob will be involved in this video. He did the pages you see before you, these nightmare pages. He hand did all of the art, including all the aging of the pages. So I am asking him to make a new one for Entropy. Because you see the book in Entropy, the book within the book, he did all the pages for it. You only see two at a time. But I need a new one that is specific to a scene that happens kind of piecemeal throughout the story, where it's got these chains, and the chains lead to another thing. So I just need something kind of vague and spooky that's in the style of these other pages that we can see in a book that Matthew can read, and he can kind of figure out sort of what it means, he can understand the language, and then he can use that information later on in the story. But I need the page. And then the page is going to go into a couple different pages of the book, of the comic book I'm making, book within a book, bookception. And yeah, I'll show you. Tell me your secrets.
So I have the words that are going to go on the page. And I'm translating them. Two of these are in the Babel language, and two of these are in the Sumarc language, which are phonetic translations. So I just have to find the proper syllable to each part, and then over here you can see I'm writing for reference so I can make sure I'm drawing it right. I have the scratch translations with the number of the symbol so I can reference back to it and make sure I'm spelling everything correctly phonetically.
Fantastic.
And then this will all get drawn, sketched onto the final page so that I know what I'm inking. It's not stupid, it's advanced. So yeah, I write out something that sounds nice, and then I have to translate it into the symbols, and then I have to draw those symbols correctly as part of the artwork, and then the whole thing gets inked, weathered, and all the fun stuff.
Chains.
Working on the chains. Trying to get them all to look right.
Genie.
Yeah.
More chains.
Just making more chains. Trying to measure them out so they're approximately the same length. Although I do want to have them be different styles.
More square versus curved and all that?
Yeah, some rounder, some more oblong. So I'm just marking out where the midpoints are. And then I'll put on sketching where the words are going to go. I based the shape on different shadings of the shape in your comic.
Cool. I appreciate that.
So we're referencing each other.
Yeah.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do letters. Well, actually, first I'm going to pencil in some straight lines to follow as I do the letters.
Fair enough. Teeny tiny.
Yep. Language 1, language 2.
So, what is next step? Ink?
Yeah, I'm going to do some inking, trying to go back to front, and then we'll do the shading, weathering, and final touches.
Yeah. Inking.
Got my little bit of ink. Doing my inking. I had to make it a little bigger because my brushes aren't like fine enough. I need to get a bit more fine brushes if I want to do it that small.
It's good though.
I want the letters to be distinct. Time for shading. See a little more erasing that could be done here. The shading should take care of this too. So we don't want it to be full black. We'll just water it down a little bit. It'll start darker and then we'll just add water.
More like a wash.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's start with what'll be the darkest, just here. And we can layer this too, so
Right.
I might make that a little darker. Yeah, let's go darker.
Shading, shading, shading.
Gotta keep it shading. Time to age the page. Use coffee grounds.
Oh, it sounds so dry.
No, this is moisture. Let that soak in, and it'll create a pattern. There's just some water
Okay,
in
bye,
there.
Nix.
Thanks for leaving the door open.
Middle always hurt.
Oh, I love that dog of mine. You can do this with coffee. You can do this with tea. Swallow.
This is the back of the page.
Yes. Gently pour it on, sort of get a natural distribution.
Lovely.
I feel like this side of the page needs a little more. And depending on how much your page is floating, you might have to weigh it down a bit. But so far, I think this is good.
How long do you leave it?
I'm going to leave this basically for the rest of the day, and then it'll dry throughout tomorrow.
It has dried.
Stained. I feel like it could be a little darker, but we might stain it again. But what's good is you take your whole day's work to work, and
So like rough it up. Texture.
so maybe another round of stains, but make it look worn. Get some creases in there so it's got the stains got somewhere to go. Really highlight it. This is the right way up.
Okay.
Now it's right side up in the camera.
And so you might stain it more. And then you'll scan it. So we'll have the original for sale, like actually framed.
Mm-hmm.
And then this can become a print. And I will take the scan and put it in Entropy head.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a book within a book.
Yes. I stained it more.
Yay.
Now it's properly dark. I have to get on a towel to dry it though.
Time to scan. So now that we have the page all scanned, I am going to put it within the story. And I've got the other book, the original book that I'd already used, and I'm just going to fit this page over the other page so that we know it's the same basic shape of book. And perspective tool only goes so far. I'm going to have to warp it beyond that. I'm going to use the mesh tool. But got it in basically the right place so I can then fiddle with it and make it kind of what I want. And then I can smush it all together and make it one layer, just this book as one thing, so that I can copy paste and put it other places in the story. I also realized around this point in time that the other page needs to change too, so I'm gonna do that, and there it is. Yet another page that he had already done. It's actually my favorite page with the fly on it. And I can put it in other places in the book. Ta-da! I also decided there should be an extra little monster right there in the background, which has nothing to do with the rest of the story. It's just a thing he's seeing, and the audience gets to see it as well. So, that is what I'm working on with Entropy Head, and yes, sometimes I drag Rob in to work with these projects. And rock on.